Hello, Twitch! This is Pixley for Pixley Commentates Twitch. For the next hour, you will be hearing live commentary for TPP Arena matches. So, let's get things started. First pick for the blue team is Clefable. Very interesting Pokemon with its use of Metronome. Let's see. Next pick is Nidorina. Also having a very interesting moveset. And Pineco. Oof. Alright. Let's see what we've got for the red team. First pick for the red team is Entei. Oh boy! Always bet Entei, never bet Entei, sometimes bet Entei. It could go any way here. Alright, Entei followed by Natu. That has a far better moveset than Entei. I've always said that the quality of the Pokemon is inversely proportional to the quality of its moveset, and I think the difference between Entei and Natu is very telling of that. Well, also Tentacool, because Tentacool's moveset is pretty good. I go so far as to say great, actually. So, picking is over. We've got Clefable, Nidorina, and Pineco against Entei, Natu, and Tentacool. So, type advantages. It would seem as though red does have a firm type advantage over the blue team. What with Entei being super effective against Pineco and Clefable technically with Rock Smash, although that's not too great. And then Natu having a very firm type advantage over Nidorina. Glad to see those of you on the chat enjoying the commentary. I am watching the TPP chat, so if you have any feedback, if I'm too loud, my air conditioner's in the background bothering you, or if I'm timing really poorly, just let me know. Just make sure to say @Pixley, otherwise I may not see it. So here we go, less than a minute to go on the countdown. Let's see. Trying to see advantages that blue team could have over red. Metronome could obviously end up being quite the game changer. Of course, there's some RNG shenanigans that have to be involved in there. Let's see, what else? Both Blizzard and Ice Punch on Nidorina and Clefable could do some damage to Natu, although in the case of Nidorina, Psychic is probably going to do far more. Alrighty, we've just got the alert from TPP Infobot that betting time is now over, which means the match will be beginning soon, which it will. 8 seconds remaining. Alrighty, let's get this underway. As always, order is everything, so let's see how the order ends up. Alrighty. Alright, we've got Entei, Entei, Tentacool, Natu for red, and Clefable, Pineco, and Nidorina for blue. First matchup is Entei versus Clefable. The odds are heavily stacked for the red team. 14.36 to 1. Entei leading with a Fire Blast. That does moderate damage to Clefable. Not a whole lot. Oh! Clefable metronoming into Perish Song. Entei guaranteed to go down in 3 turns. But Clefable is also. We just saw some very clever use of Perish Song in the last match. Let's see. Entei follows up with another Fire Blast, which makes sense. It's Entei's only good move. But it misses. Oh, Clefable metronomes into Waterfall. Doing not great, but pretty decent damage to Entei. Perish count now at 2. Alrighty, another Fire Blast from Entei. Will this one hit? Yes, it will, and Clefable is burned. Another Metronome. Oh. Oh. That is not a move you see all that often. But will Clefable even survive to get it? More importantly, well, actually not more importantly, Entei is going to die to this next Perish Song tick. Another Fire Blast. Oh, but it misses, which means Clefable does get its move off. Which does not much. Skull Bash proving to be quite ineffectual, and the burn takes down Clefable. So, next up for the blue team is Pineco. I would comment on its severe type disadvantage to Entei, but Entei is about to go down to the Perish Song, and down it goes. Alrighty. Next up for the red team is Tentacool. This could be interesting. Pineco does have Giga Drain, which will definitely do some damage to Tentacool. Tentacool leading with Surf. Doing, again, moderate damage. Seems like it's a lot of moderate damage going on. Pineco using Spikes. Not a whole lot use in a match where switching is only on certain moves or the fainting of Pokemon. Could be actually no, won't be a game changer because the next Pokemon is Natu, which is immune to Spikes. So that was a wasted move right there. Here comes the Giga Drain, doing pretty awful damage to Tentacool. Alrighty. Here comes the Surf. Should finish Pineco off. And it does. Alrighty. And the final Pokemon for the blue team is Nidorina, which doesn't have any type effective moves against Tentacool, but Tentacool also doesn't have any type effective moves against Nidorina, so unfortunately I am not well versed in Pokemon's relative stats, so this really could go either way. I don't know. Here's a Screech from Tentacool, lowering the defense of Nidorina, which really, Tentacool's best move in this situation is probably Surf, which means that was rather ineffectual. Alrighty. Here comes the Surf. Doing, again, moderate damage. Here's a Bite from Nidorina. Oh, just awful damage there. I've got a message, actually, on Mixlr, asking what my TPP name is. It's just Pixley. Pixley. I didn't even know that was supported on there. That's neat. Yeah. I mean, I'm not asking. Hello. Yeah, I'm not. I actually didn't expect people to sign up for the Mixlr chat. That's like one more thing. I mean, I was just kind of reading the TP chat, but that's neat that it pops up. Meanwhile, Nidorina goes down to a final serve, bringing this match to a close. Red winning 3-1. Tentacool definitely pulling some work here. That Metronome Fire Blast, though, that was definitely definitely interesting. Oh, it seems like I got a third comment. I can't see those. Whatever. I might have missed a comment someone left because didn't show them all at the same time. It's a weird setup for this desktop app. Anyway, so Red having won, its payout is pitiful. 7 cents on the donger, which that's a little disappointing for the red team. But, you know, dongers are dongers. Alrighty. 35 seconds until the next picking phase. Um, yeah. It was a fun match. Very fun match. I had the very good fortune last night of running a test commentary during the double Helix clutch match. Not last night, sorry, Sunday night. It was wild. I was very pleased I had the opportunity to do that. 8K. Okay, you don't count. I'm not even trying to pronounce your name because there's too many consonants next to each other. You don't count, though. You know who you are. Alrighty, picking has begun for the blue team. First pick for the blue team is Girafarig. Girafarig. I've never been entirely consistent on the pronunciation for that. Alrighty, second pick is Hypno. Hypno causing a lot of issues in TPP Arena, given people's inability to use Hypnosis and Dream Eater in the correct order. Final pick for the blue team is Poliwrath. I actually commentated a few matches the other night with Poliwrath. It's a Dynamic Punch Hydro Pump combo not lending itself well to hitting things. In fact, the double Helix clutch was due to the fact that Poliwrath could not land its Dynamic Punch. Speaking of Dynamic Punch, first pick for the red team is Feraligatr, also involved in that double Helix match, although Poliwrath and Feraligatr were on the same team. Very interesting moveset. Not terrible, except for the fact that it's Water Gun. Second pick for the red team is Sandslash. Earthquake is, as always, a fantastic move. And final pick for the red team is Wartortle, who has a respectable moveset. Alrighty, here we go. Match starting in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Alrighty, so type advantages. Poliwrath does have the type advantage over Sandslash. Not really any type advantage going on otherwise. It really just comes down to the special defenses of the water types on the red team and the psychic types on the blue team. Seems like this is going to be a very special oriented game here. Again, order is everything, so could get bad ordering for one team or the other, and we'll find out in about 15 seconds. Interesting that the red team all have ground type moves, and yet they have nothing really to use them on. I mean, they certainly can do some work. Alrighty, so first match, Hypno versus Wartortle. Seems like Poliwrath versus Sandslash is indeed going to happen. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty, moves have been picked. Hypno faster, leading with Confusion. Doing pretty pitiful damage. Wartortle leading with Rapid Spin, which does even more pitiful damage. As in, it's more in its pitifulness, not more in damage. It did less damage. Alright, Hypno now using Hypnosis, but it missed. Hopefully people trying to use Dream Eater do not mess it up. Alright, Wartortle using Dig, which means any follow-up Hypnosis will not do anything. But the follow-up is actually Confusion, which again, won't do anything. Alrighty, here comes the Dig. What will that do? Not a lot. Seems like either Wartortle's attack status low or Hypno's defense is high? Or both. Another Hypnosis. This one lands, though. And Wartortle does not get off whatever move it was trying to use. Alrighty. Another Hypnosis. Wasted move here. Kind of unfortunate. Wartortle remains asleep, though. Oh, Hypno does get off its Dream Eater. This could do very respectable damage. Let's see. Respectable damage indeed, and Hypno restores almost to full health. Wartortle wakes up, though, and uses Waterfall. And doing pretty poor damage. Very light taps on both sides, as the Stadium 2 commentator would say. Another Dream Eater, but this one will do nothing. Here comes Waterfall from Wartortle. Oh, and I'm getting a Skype message. Oh, okay. Leave that alone for the time being. Sorry about that. Hypno using Confusion. That does pretty poor damage. Wartortle following up with another Waterfall. Again, doing pretty bad damage. This is a pretty slow going match here. Both sides at almost... Oh, a crit! Finally bringing Wartortle down. Blue gets first blood. Alright. Next up for the red team is Sandslash. What will Sandslash end up doing? Well, whatever it is, I'll have to wait for this Confusion. Which does not great damage. Here comes the Earthquake. Does it take out Hypno? Yes, it does. Hypno goes down. But not without laying a scratch on Sandslash, which could prove to be the difference between life or death against death against Poliwrath, who does have the very powerful Hydro Pump. And blue team does seem to already be coordinated to get Hydro Pump ready, so Sandslash could go down really quickly. How much damage will it do? Does it even... It does hit, and it crits! Taken down. Completely denied there. Alright. Up next for the red team is Feraligatr. This is their last Pokemon. Hydro Pump not going to be doing really any damage to it. Which be a little sad. Feraligatr uses the eponymous Lasergator Leer, bringing down Poliwrath's defense. Poliwrath responding with Hydro Pump, which does very little. Lasergator again using Leer. Defense is down once more. Poliwrath using a very tactical Mind Reader. Will blue team switch over to Dynamic Punch in time? It seems like they have. Feraligatr instead using its own Dynamic Punch. Will it land? Yes, it does, and Poliwrath becomes confused. And its confusion causes it to hurt itself. This may be a game changer. Feraligatr going for now going for Dig. Poliwrath using an ineffectual Hydro Pump. Here comes Dig, knocking out Poliwrath. Both teams now 1-1 remaining. Don't see Girafarig too often, so I don't know how it stacks up against Lasergator. We'll just have to see. Red team currently pretty split on its votes for the moves. Let's see how it goes. Girafarig getting off a side beam first. How much damage will that do? an okay amount. Here comes another dynamic punch. Does it land? No. No, it does not. Girafarig now using agility, which is kind of pointless considering it has the speed advantage. Feraligatr following up with Water Gun. Finally getting some stab up in here. Doing not really stab-worthy damage. Girafarig following up with another Psybeam should bring Feraligatr down to very low health. Yes, it does. 18%. Not 18%. 18 HP left. Seems like this is the end for the red team, unless this dig manages to do a very significant amount of damage. Girafarig using a missing Psybeam due to the dig. Not a whole lot of damage. Seems like this is a very low damage match. Alright, and this should be the Psybeam to finish things off. Yep. There it is. Blue team wins. 2-3. Or 3-2, rather. Very, very drawn out and low damage match. Not much clutch going on. Alrighty. So, payout for the blue team is rather poor. Only getting 20 dongers for every 100. Thereabouts. Yeah. 20 per 100 dongers. Alrighty. Less than a minute to the next picking phase. Can't say I'm a huge fan of that match, given how low damage, low intensity, low everything. Not an amusing match, but I'm hoping I've at least made it somewhat interesting for you, despite the repetitive move calling. Well, hopefully this next match will be better. 15 seconds to next match. Or next picking phase, rather. Match. Obviously, 2.5 minutes afterwards, or 2 or 3.5. Might be 3.5, actually. Well, we'll find out in 2 seconds. Oh, well, first we gotta wait for the UI to fade. Alrighty. Here we go. Next picking phase has begun. 3.5 minutes, as it were. Oh, seems like the first pick for the blue team will be either Wartortle or Electrode, or maybe a Clefairy viewed from above. Oh, and it will be Electrode. Electrode was actually my favorite Pokemon back in Gen 1. I always liked its smirk. It has a very good moveset. Second pick for the blue team is Exeggutor. Not a bad moveset, but certainly could do better. It doesn't have any grass attack moves, which wastes half its stab. Third pick for the blue team is Poliwhirl. We actually just saw some Poliwhirl resting shenanigans a few matches ago. Made that match certainly long and drawn out. Alright, picking now begins for the red team. First pick for the red team is Drowzee. Drowzee, like its evolution Hypno, having the Hypnosis Dream Eater combo. So we'll see if that manages to do anything. Second pick for the red team is Kingdra. Kingdra, having dual stab going on here. Should be interesting. Third pick for the red team is Nidorina. We saw that 2 matches ago. Didn't really get to do all that much, as I recall. So, we'll see how this goes. Let's see. Type advantages. Disadvantages. Not really. Actually, Exeggutor does have confusion over Nidorina. But other than that, not a whole lot. Hello, SVK66. Yeah, not a whole lot type advantage going on. Thunder Parahax, of course, always being something that could happen. Shiny Charizard asks what my favorite Pokemon is. My favorite Pokemon overall is Typhlosion. It was my very first starter. For my very first game, Cyndaquil, and Typhlosion is just such a cool Pokemon. Great moveset. Well, not in Stadium 2. Stadium 2 Typhlosion's moveset is rather leaves a lot to be desired. I always thought it was so cool because in Gen 2, Typhlosion would get Thunder Punch, and since there wasn't a physical special split, that would result in a lot of shenanigans. The rival, I don't think, appreciated that. But yeah, and of course, being a little kid back then, I really just got that thing all the way up to 100 and used that solo. But I mean, it's still a good Pokemon, I think. Very interesting design. I love its cry. I love its aesthetic. Overall, I really like that Pokemon. Alrighty, 3 seconds to go before the match starts. Let us begin. As always, order is everything. Blue seem to have the advantage in the odds, but as always, Red could pull something. Alright, first matchup is Poliwhirl versus Drowzee. Using Rust Snore combo for Poliwhirl could prove to be very dangerous, given that Dream Eater is a very real possibility for Drowzee. Poliwhirl leading with Surf. Doing, mediocre damage to Drowzee. Here comes Psychic. And that does about the same amount of damage. I mean, a little more, but yeah. Here comes another Surf. Bringing Drowzee below half, so 2 more Surfs and Drowzee will go down. Oh, crit Psychic, bringing Poliwhirl down to 7 HP. Seems like Poliwhirl will go down this turn. No, we are not the same person as VK66. Trust me. I do not nearly have that sort of clout. Or that much money. I only have like 963 Pokédongers. Alright, next up for the blue team is Electrode. Electrode's very fast, has very high special attack as I'm aware, so Thunder should do a significant amount of damage, but it doesn't hit, so doesn't really matter how much damage it does. Here comes the Psychic, doing mediocre damage to Electrode. Alright, let's see if we can get a Thunder off this time. Here it comes. And that one lands. Drowzee is knocked out. But not without taking Poliwhirl. Not that that's very important for the blue team. Alrighty. Next up for the red team is Nidorina. Unfortunately, it does not share the ground typing of its evolution, which means Thunder can hit it. And the blue team does have 8 more Thunders. Oh, and the paralysis goes off, and it also goes below half health, which means 1 more Thunder will do it. Strength doing mediocre damage to Electrode. Electrode really pulling its weight here. Here comes the Thunder. And it lands. Nidorina goes down. Alrighty, and the final Pokemon for the red team is Kingdra. Luckily for the red team, Kingdra's Second type does prevent it from being weak to Thunder, but Thunder is still going to do a lot, and, as we just saw, having the potential to paralyze. But instead, Electrode uses Swift, which does very, very poor damage to Kingdra. Kingdra uses Leer. Come on, Kingdra, you're not Laser Gator. Alrighty, move selection goes through. What next? A Thunder. How much does it do? Does it even do anything? It does a lot! Kingdra now below half health. Kingdra following up with Waterfall. Oh, and it crits! Electrode is brought down! This may prove somewhat disadvantageous for the blue team, depending on how much damage Confusion can do, and whether the blue team can pivot onto Confusion in time. Otherwise, it is going to do Egg Bomb, most likely. I mean, obviously, the RNG is a fickle mistress. Kingdra going off first with Twister. Very weak move, so shouldn't do a lot of damage. No, it does not. Alright, here's the Egg Bomb. Hits once. Oh, it's not a multi-hit move. Never mind. Alright, Kingdra using another Waterfall. Critical hit, bringing Exeggutor below half health. Half health. Blech. Alright, here's the Confusion, and Kingdra goes down. Blue team wins 3-2. So yeah, those odds for blue team are not going to work all that well for the payout. But, I mean, 13 dongers for every 100, it's not bad. It's not as good as the 7.98 dongers for every one would have been for the red team. But, you know, dongers are dongers. Alrighty, and we are past the halfway mark in this broadcast. Due to the fact that A, I'm using the free version of Mixlr, and that I can only talk for so long without my voice giving out. We only have 27 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in this broadcast. Hope you're all enjoying it, and I also hope that timing's working pretty well. Alright, 40 seconds until next match. Kind of hoping for something a bit more interesting than these last few have been. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Alright, 10 seconds. I'm hoping everyone is having, or has had, or is going to have a good day. It's only 9:40 here in sunny Texas, so hopefully I'll have a good day. But, you know, being TPP being as worldwide as it is, I'm sure plenty of Europeans watching this broadcast. So I'm hoping you're having a good afternoon. Alrighty, picking has begun for the next match. Let's see. Blue team's first pick. I don't recognize that silhouette. Oh, it's Koffing! Koffing having a very interesting moveset. And by interesting, I mean it has Fire Blast, which is definitely a good thing to have. Although that really does depend on the composition of the opposing team. Second pick for the blue team is Swinub. Its moveset also pretty good. And third pick is Tangela. Its moveset not as great, because Giga Drain isn't all that powerful. I mean, obviously it means a lot. See, I'm getting comments in the Mixlr chat, but unfortunately I find it difficult for me to look at them because I can't just click the thingy to pull it up. So I I apologize if you're trying to say something to me and I haven't seen it. Unfortunately, I can't have the page open because otherwise, otherwise I'd hear myself and that would just be no fun for anybody. Mavericks or Spurs? Actually, I don't care about professional sports. I'm a college football kind of guy. Longhorns and Sooners for me. Oh, also for the red team, Gengar, Murkrow, and Persian. Let's see. Let's take a look at these types. Due to lack of Levitate, Gengar is definitely weak to Swinub's Earthquake. Let's see. Other typing shenanigans going on here. Murkrow, weak to Swinub's Blizzard. And no fighting moves, so Persian doesn't have anything it's weak to. On the flip side, Tangela is weak to Murkrow's Fly. And that's about it. It should be noted, though, that Nightshade could prove interesting, given that it does do a set amount of damage. So it is entirely possible that that could prove to be a game changer, especially since Gengar's other attacking move, other than its Hypnosis Nightmare combo, is Thief, which isn't all that great. So yeah, it does seem like blue team has the type advantage here. I guess we'll have to see. Match starting now. Alrighty, first matchup is Koffing versus Gengar. No type advantage here, but unfortunately Koffing can't use its YOLO explosion to bring down Gengar before it can do any damage. And that normal immunity definitely gonna prove to be problematic for the blue team. Gengar leading with Nightshade, doing 100 damage to Koffing. Alright, let's see what Koffing leads with. Sludge Bomb. Oof, that is not going to... Oh, it critted, but that was pretty pitiful crit. Can't say that was all that effectual. Gengar using another Nightshade, bringing Koffing down to 61 health. Koffing using Fire Blast now, trying to turn things around. Will it hit? Yes, it does. Doing pretty good damage to Gengar, bringing it below half health. Alright, here's Hypnosis. Will it hit? Yes, it does. Koffing is now asleep. It does prevent Koffing from doing damage, although another Nightshade would have also prevented Koffing from doing any more damage in the worst way. Although now, as Defiant Soul 9899 says, red team can kill Koffing in its sleep. And down goes Koffing. Next up for the blue team is Swinub. Swinub having Earthquake, which does have the type advantage over Gengar. Again, due to the lack of Levitate. Of course, if this were PBR, that would certainly be the case, and Gengar would have the field day. Hypnosis, but Swinub manages to avoid being put to sleep. Here comes the Blizzard, but that misses. Oh, here's the Nightmare. Tactical Nightmare that would have worked had Hypnosis gone off, but fortunately it did not. Here's the Earthquake. And Gengar goes down, Swinub taking no damage. Up next for the red team is Murkrow, which does have a weakness to Swinub's Blizzard. But it is immune to Earthquake, so that is definitely something to watch out for. Hopefully the blue team can pivot in time. Murkrow also does have Nightshade, so that is some reliable damage there. But instead it chooses to lead with Feint Attack, doing decent amount of damage. That'll be a 3-hit KO. So I end up bleeding with Blizzard. And And that brings down Murkrow in one hit! Oh, do we have a sweep here? I don't know. I mean, depends on what Persian's defenses are like. Can Persian survive the onslaught of this little Swinub? Here comes the Blizzard. Does it hit? Yes, it does. Persian staying above half health, though. Here's the Roar. That'll drag out Tangela, which is certainly less fatal to Red Team's plans than Swinub is. Here comes the bite from Persian, doing mediocre damage to Tangela. Tangela using Thief because Blue Team was unable to pivot in time. Hopefully those votes will move quickly enough. Here comes Headbutt from Persian, doing, again, mediocre damage. No flinch. Giga Drain does go off, doing damage to Persian. Being a proper technical term for commentating Pokemon Stadium, of course. Here comes the Headbutt. And the flinch happens. I think Red Team is going to have to rely on this flinch. Otherwise, Tangela will take it out with its next Giga Drain. Oh, and it flinches again. That's 2 in a row. Will we see 3? We see 3. That's 3 flinches in a row. Can Red get 4? It gets the KO instead. Tangela goes down. Of course, Swinub very much able to take out Persian in one hit. But Persian is faster and goes for another Headbutt. Considerable damage here. Ah, but the flinch does not happen. But it is Blizzard. Accuracy is bad. And it misses. Do we see a clutch here? Here's another Headbutt. And Swinub is brought down. Persian clutches for the win. Red Team winning a very close 3-2. Now those are the matches I like to see. And Red is going to get a pretty good payout. 189 Pokedongers to every 100 betted. So that's almost 2-1. For those of you counting at home. That flinch hacks definitely a saving grace for the Persian. That was definitely very lucky on the Red Team's part. As I've always said, and will continue to say for my entire life, the RNG is a very fickle mistress. Alrighty. We now have just a little less than 16 seconds remaining in the broadcast, which means we should be able to get 2 more matches in, unless we get a really stally low damage one, like that one earlier. Less than 30 seconds to the next match. Well, 20 seconds now. And we'll see how things go. It's definitely my favorite match thus far. Clutch is always fun to watch. Not as good as that double helix clutch, though. That was quite the scene, quite the spectacle there. You can find a archive of that match on the TPP subreddit. I recorded it, has my live commentary on it. If you want to go back and relive the magic, you'll find it at timestamp 2238. Of course, you can find it in the description also. Alrighty, picking has begun for the blue team. First pick is Cloyster. I actually don't know the stats on Clamp, so I don't know how good it is. Aurora Beam is one of my favorite moves, though, not because it, has good damage or has the freeze like Ice Beam does, but just because it's such a cool concept to me. Second pick for the blue team is Ivysaur. Ivysaur's moveset, very good. Oh, and Kingler! I think this might be her first one-hit KO move of the session. Guillotine. Always fun. I just hope I can muster as much enthusiasm as the Stadium 2 announcer if that actually goes off. First pick for the red team is Ekans. Ekans moveset. Not bad. Sludge Bomb and Earthquake. Speaking of Sludge Bomb, here's Gloom as the second pick. Having the same Solar Beam Sunny Day combo as Ivysaur. So, Sunny Day may or may not be a good decision, considering that may give the other team an advantage. Third pick for the red team is Murkrow. We just saw Murkrow. Didn't get a whole lot of action due to the Oko Blizzard. It's certainly at risk for that sort of thing again, given that Cloyster does have Aurora Beam. Let's see, other type advantages. Gloom does have the type advantage over Kingler. Let's see, what else? Ekans can certainly do work on Ivysaur with both Sludge Bomb and Earthquake. Probably Sludge Bomb because stab going on there. Ivysaur does have Leech Seed, which I think it was in a match last night. Saw Leech Seed doing some pretty considerable work. The Fury Cutter could theoretically be advantageous against Gloom, but you kind of have to do that multiple times for it really to get going. Gloom is weak to Aurora Beam, but is strong against Kingler. So, this could prove to be an interesting match. I really hope Guillotine does get to go off. Not because I have any bias against the red team, but because Oko moves hitting are always very amusing to me. Saw Diglett recently get 2 fissures off in a row. That was a lot of fun. Alright, 30 seconds remaining. Betting closing in 10 seconds. So, get your bets in if you need to. Alrighty, betting time is now over. 15 seconds remaining to the beginning of the match. As always, order is everything, so could make or break the lineup. We'll see. And here we go. Both players readying up. Alrighty, first matchup is Kingler versus Murkrow, neither having advantage over the other. So, will we see Guillotine go off? And more importantly, what will Murkrow do? Alright, Murkrow uses a very pointless haze, considering no stat changes have occurred. Here's the Vice Grip from Kingler, doing not a bad amount of damage. Little less than a third, it looks like. Oh, here's Fly. Here comes a Crab Hammer that's gonna miss. Here's the Fly. Yeah, here's the Fly attack. Oh, and it crits. Kingler's staying above half health, though. Here comes another Crab Hammer. What will that do? Oh, it crits! Murkrow is brought down. Kingler staying above half health. Mixlr is alerting me the fact that 10 minutes do remain in the broadcast. This may end up being my last match. Actually, if this match lasts 3.5 more minutes, leaderboards will come up and that'll be a very natural time to cut the cast. Alright, here comes Crabhammer. Doing not great damage to Ekans. Ekans responding with Earthquake. Not doing a lot of damage to Kingler, though. Alrighty. Another Crabhammer. And Ekans brought well below half health. One more should do it. Here's Sludge Bomb. And Kingler hangs on with 6 HP. Which means if this Crabhammer hits, Ekans should go down. And it does. Kingler now bringing the count to 3-1. Alrighty. Here comes Gloom. Seems like this would be a very advantageous point for Kingler to use Guillotine, considering... Oh, and it does! Do we get the hit? No! No hit. Gloom uses Sunny Day, going for the Sunny Day Solar Beam combo, which means Kingler does get one more opportunity to get some damage on Gloom, or all the damage as the case may be if Guillotine goes off and hits, but instead a 4% Crabhammer goes off. Fickle Mistress, that is the RNG. Oh, Gloom uses another pointless Sunny Day. Which means Kingler gets one more opportunity to put some damage. Here's another Guillotine, about 21%. Does it hit? No. And the Sludge Bomb should finish Kingler off. And there it goes. Long live King Kingler. May your guillotines always hit in heaven. Alrighty, next up for the blue team is Ivysaur. Sunny Day is up, which means Solar Beam is a one-turn move now, but using Solar Beam on a Grass Poison type, probably not the best move. But blue team's doing it anyway. Doing very poor damage. Here's Sludge Bomb. Someone calling out for Sleep Powder on Gloom. As I recall, grass types are immune to the powder moves, so that may not be the best thing to do. Here's Fury Cutter. Doing neutral damage, but not a lot. Here comes another Sunny Day. Not really going to do a whole lot here. Ivysaur using another Fury Cutter. Should do more damage, because Fury Cutter does more damage the more it happens. Gloom using another Sunny Day. That was... I didn't check the percentages when it happened, but doesn't seem like it changed. So, RNG, again, being a very fickle mistress. Here's another Fury Cutter. Again, doing damage. Here's a Solar Beam. But Ivysaur hangs on. Not very effective. Well, double resistance, as I recall. Alrighty, and we reached the hour mark, which means after this match the leaderboards will come up, which means that'll be a very natural point for me to cease the broadcast. Gloom again uses Sunny Day. This RNG, man. Oh, and it's Yaotian, or however it's pronounced. I imagine people are very irritated with that person. Oh, and the Fury Cutter finally brings Gloom down. Blue winning 3-1. Alrighty, and the payout for the blue team will not be bad by any means. Not great. $82 for every 100. Very interesting match there with the pointless Sunny Days. Still sad I didn't get to see a guillotine. I test broadcast the other night, had a horn drill miss, and had another match where Nidoking came up and didn't even do anything. So I'm a little disappointed at that. Oh yeah, payout's pretty good. Damage for the red team. Didn't seem like there were any super high bets for red team. So that should be relatively good. Oh, actually, one guy betting 10k out of his 80k. That's not great. Alrighty, well, that is all for me. This has been Pixley, commentating Twitch, plays Pokemon Arena. You can find archived versions of these broadcasts at youtube.com/AT Studios. That's the letter A, the letter T Studios. You can find me on the Twitch Plays Pokemon subreddit. My handle there is PixTheHeretic. And yeah. Thank you to everyone who was listening, and I'll see you next time. I'm hopefully going to try to do this every Tuesday at about this time, so... Oh, well, I just answered that question. Yeah, should be coming on next Tuesday after the 2 o'clock UTC leaderboards. Thank you, Shiny Charizard. Thank you, We Need a Drill. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ego Buff. So yeah. I'll be in the chat occasionally. It's not like I don't watch TPP when I'm not broadcasting. Thank you, Blood Bazooka. Thank you, I'm back. So yeah, I will see you all next week, 2 p.m. UTC, following the leaderboards. Have a good day, have had a good day, or continue having a good day, everybody. I'll see you next time.